Today is the 9th day in April 2023. Welcome to my podcast. It's always one of the best feelings to be a voice that you hear every now and then, and it's my pleasure to serve you every point in time when I talk about stuff. Although I've struggled with this particular topic for quite some time now, it's almost like a week or two, I think. Since on the 28th of March, yes, almost a week thereabout, or more, 2 weeks. Interesting that I have struggled with this topic. I had to post it on my status and let it sink. I had to think about it, went through on different levels, and I have summoned the courage to talk about it today. Okay, so the topic is titled Scars. Scars. What are scars? They are marks that we get from injuries, hurt, feelings, emotional breakdown. They are more like anchors. For me, they're like placeholders. They're like boxes, folders that sometimes never go away. They sometimes never go away. Well, of course, there are scars that actually heal, and some scars that will just be there in your face. I have one of such scars that will just be there in your face. I had an accident in 2018 and December 20th. You see how I remember the dates? I barely remember dates of things. Not because I don't know how to, but I don't like to. The scar left a serious mark on my body, my right leg actually. And there's this Chinese proverb. I might not be able to say it word for word, but it depicts scars as beautification. When a broken plate, when a pot is broken or a plate is broken, they use gold fillings to merge it together, and it shows that this plate has gone through a lot. Sometimes they use it as a flower vase. May not necessarily use it for eating anymore, but they use it for beautification most times. And really, scars are difficult to heal from. Not just because they leave a mark, not just the mark that they leave on your body or your mind, but the event that happened. For every scar, there's always an event that happened. There's this song by Jonathan McReynolds. I'm trying to remember the lyrics. When I remember, I'll talk about it. They stay there and constantly remind you of how you became who you are currently. Yeah, they do. I remember the first time I had an accident in 1994. I remember the road. I remember the scenario. I think I still have some of these scars on my knees and my elbow. That was the first time I had to bear somebody else's name. My sisters will mock me for it sometimes. They were like, you're no more an Obaseki. This is who you are now. They would mock me for this. And here I am laughing about it, but I'm very sure I was crying that day. You know, it's a dent in my mind that has never gone away. I remember also when I was in the north, and because my mom wanted to separate me from my sisters because of the whole issue that happened. Some people would say I was stubborn, but I wasn't really stubborn. I wasn't stubborn. I was just being bullied by my sisters. And she told me to go learn panel beating. And in the course of all that, whilst the welder was welding, a drop of iron filling fell on my leg, and it caused a serious dent in my leg. You know, I also remember sometime in secondary school, I think I was in senior secondary school 2 or so. Yes, 2. And my classmates were playing football, and I was waiting my turn. And they had cleared a bush path, and the ball went there, unfortunately, and I went there barefooted, unconscious of the fact that there were storms there. And I got a serious injury underneath my feet. And each time, apart from looking at the injury mark, the scar, it has left a scar in my head of an event that I would never forget. I can go on and on and on about different scars I've had. Scars sometimes may not necessarily be negative, sometimes they could be positive. But the fact that it left a mark in your life is what matters. No, because it doesn't change how or who you are at the moment. Because the events in our lives are what turns out to be who we become. I can tell you stories of my life, a lot of stories about things that had happened, places I have been, scars I've had, both physical scars and both emotional scars. But truth be told, they never go away. They never go away. Sometimes they haunt you, sometimes they taunt you, sometimes they reshape you. They make you feel you are wasting your time being a particular person that you needed to be. They change who you are. I have scars of rejections, a lot of them, from people who I look up to. I looked up to these people and they rejected me. You know, some will just want to make you cry, some want to make you just laugh and sigh. Different things. The point I'm trying to make is you don't get to blame yourself for having those scars. That's going to be the wrongest thing you should do. Yes, you've had those scars. You've had those experiences, and they are there. They are here to stay, whether you like it or not. They are your reality. They are your past. Your past has shaped your future, your present right now. The choices you made have made you. But it would be stupid of me or you to repeat those events and get a separate, different outcome. Because your scars are there to remind you of what you have done wrong and how you can make them right. Initially, when I was going to talk about this topic, what came to my mind was something very different. And in fact, I was going to tend towards the relationship part, but right now, I think it was good that I didn't have to talk about it the day I wanted to talk about it. It was a good thing that I didn't get to talk about it that same day. Some people leave scars in your life. When they leave you walk out of your life. They leave scars, serious dentations. Some make your life hell, like the rats that will bite your finger and blow the injury so that it will look soothing. Like the proverb, the adage that says, there was a great noise in the forests, yet the trees kept voting the axe. Because somehow it was able to convince them that it's one of them just because its handle is made of wood. Those are the kind of scars that will leave a serious scar in your body, in your life, in your mental state. So, embrace your scars. But one thing I've learned is, even if they make me want to tear up, even if they make me want to roll on the floor, scream, yell, do all sorts, the fact remains that these things have happened and I can't change the past. But I can influence the future. I can make sure that it don't happen again. There's no wonder a lot of men today would rather not get married, because they've seen a lot of marriages crash. There's no wonder a lot of women would never rather not have a relationship, because they've seen a lot of women abused in relationships. Some people are getting out of a particular business, and some people are cashing out in that same business. Your scars are your scars. They affected you in the particular way they did. The important thing here is to move on. Move on with your life. Put a smile on your face. Look at your scars. Be grateful that they are just scars. Because on the flip side, your body would have been rotten by now. Because if it didn't take your life, then it granted you access to a lesson. Lessons learned. Move on with life. There's so much beauty in life. So much you can achieve, so much you can be. Sometimes when I talk about, I might have said this before in my podcast, that sometimes when I talk about certain things on my podcast, I am not just talking to the audience. Sometimes I'm talking to myself. Because as much as it's easy to see someone who is on a platform trying to give or shed light on issues, it's easy to see them in a particular way, like, oh, these people have made it, they are better for themselves, they've done good for themselves. But sometimes the truth is, they are just sharing the same warning they are sharing to themselves with the world. I'm only human, and I'm not perfect. What if I'm tearing up right now talking to you? What if my heart is heavy? What if I'm fidgeting? What if I am thinking about one crazy memory? What if I'm thinking of a breakup? What if I'm thinking of loss of wealth? What if I'm thinking about a loss of a loved one? What if I just lost someone? What if I just lost a relationship? What if I just lost a family member? What if I just lost something very dear to me? I'm just human. I need you to understand that as much as this may sound good to you, as much as this may help you out, also remember to say a prayer to those who are in my shoes, those who take out time to help you through tough times and good times. Say a word of prayer for me, as you say a word of prayer for your loved ones. We all do need it. Have a wonderful day. I love you, but God loves you more. Trust me, He does.